Anonymity in crypto, myths, realities, and the search for privacy. Anonymity is one of the crypto's most alluring promises. The idea that you can send and receive money without revealing your identity, no banks, no oversight, no paperwork, just pure unfiltered freedom. It's what attracted early adopters, cypherpunks, and the libertarians in the first place.
Laverne and Shirley. But I want it now!
And it's what made Bitcoin the currency of choice for darknet markets like the Silk Road. And it's still a big reason why people in authoritarian regimes, underbanked regions, or surveillance-heavy economies turn to crypto today.
It's like George Orwell's book, 1984.
But is that really how it works, or is it just a myth we've told ourselves?
Find out what happens when I drop a toaster into Adam's bath.
Because while crypto offers more privacy than traditional finance in some ways, it also exposes you in ways you might not expect. Every transaction, every wallet interaction, it's all recorded on the blockchain that never forgets.
Write that down, write that down!
Let's take a simple example. You sent 1.5 Bitcoin to a friend. They then use that Bitcoin to pay for something through a centralized exchange. That exchange has their ID, which means though 2 degrees of separation, your original wallet and everything it's ever done is now a part of a traceable web tied to a real person.
I'm Paul Perkenstein, and welcome to the wide world of web.
And that's the thing, anonymity in crypto isn't broken by hacks. It's broken by patterns, by metadata, and by you reusing the same wallet twice. So today, let's break down the myths. What's really private in crypto? What's just wishful thinking? And how much anonymity is even possible in a world of chain analytics, surveillance, and regulation?
It's like George Orwell's book, 1984.
Let's get into it. So first, let's define the confusion. Crypto and privacy often get lumped together, like they're interchangeable. You hear things like, I use crypto to stay anonymous, or Bitcoin is off the grid, and while that sounds right, it's a fundamental misunderstanding of how most blockchains actually work. Yes, crypto can offer more privacy than traditional finance, but only if you know what you're doing, and even then, that privacy has its limits. Take Bitcoin, the OG, the first cryptocurrency, still the most widely used. A lot of people still believe Bitcoin is untraceable, that if you send or receive Bitcoin, no one can figure out who you are. And that's false. Bitcoin is not anonymous, it's pseudo-anonymous.
What do you mean by that?
And I'm here to answer the question of what that means. It means your name isn't directly attached to your wallet address, but everything that a wallet does, every payment, every transaction, every swap, it's sitting in plain sight forever on the blockchain. And that blockchain does not forget. Anyone, and I mean anyone, can copy and paste a Bitcoin address into a block explorer and instantly see its entire transaction history, where it sent funds, how much, when, and to whom, and where those funds went next. And it only takes one connection to the real world, like withdrawing your coins to a centralized exchange that uses KYC for that whole pseudo-anonymous identity to fall apart. The moment you deposit to, say, Coinbase, Binance, or Kraken, boom, your personal data is now linked to your on-chain activity.
Just call anonymous. You call anonymously. They know me. They know my voice. They'll know me. Please, you got to do it for me. I'm begging you.
From there, forensic tools like Chainalysis or Elliptic can trace back, mapping out all your prior transactions, linking addresses together and identifying the patterns. What you thought was private turns out to be just a publicly available breadcrumb trail, just waiting to be followed. And it doesn't take a government or a hacker to do this. There are hobbyists who do blockchain sleuthing in their spare time. Journalists, researchers, activists, it's all just data, and it's all just sitting there. So no, Bitcoin is not the cloak of invisibility people once thought it was. It's more like a permanent diary of your financial activity, written in ink and open to the world.
I see you.
Law enforcement agencies have caught up. This isn't 2013 anymore. They're not stumbling through the dark web trying to figure out how Bitcoin works. They've got full-on surveillance infrastructure now, tools built specifically to track crypto activity at scale.
I got you now, SpongeBob!
Companies like Chainalysis, Elliptic, and TRM Labs build forensic-grade software that maps out blockchain activity in real time. They can cluster wallet behavior, meaning they don't just see individual transactions, they see identity networks of addresses that likely belong to the same person or group. They can trace coins as they move across change through smart contracts, DEXs, and even mixing services. And with the help of machine learning, they can flag suspicious behavior even before any crime is officially reported. And it's not just about catching people after the fact anymore, it's about predictive surveillance. That's how authorities were able to track down the couple behind the 2016 Bitfinex hack. They moved billions of dollars worth of stolen Bitcoin, but every hop was traced, every wallet linked. Eventually, the coins landed somewhere with a KYC connection, and that was it.
We got him!
So no, Bitcoin is not anonymous. In fact, in some cases, it's more traceable than cash or credit cards. If you walk into a store and pay with a $20 bill, that transaction leaves no digital trail. But if you use your Bitcoin,
Oh my god, is it permanent?
that record is permanent, global, and available to anyone who knows where to look.
Now can we get some privacy?
Privacy in crypto isn't guaranteed, it's something you kinda have to fight for. And most people don't even realize they're exposed until it's too late. And what about mixers or tumblers? You've probably heard of them. Services that claim to restore your privacy by breaking the transaction trail. The concept here is simple. You send your crypto in, it gets pulled together with a bunch of other people's coins, shuffled, and sent back out to ideally a clean, unrelated address. Kind of like tossing a bunch of colored marbles into a black bag, shaking it all around, and pulling out a different one.
Forget the marbles, boy!
The idea is no one can tell which marble was yours. In theory, that sounds great, but in practice, it's not foolproof, not even close.
What? Really?
Case in point, Tornado Cash, a decentralized smart contract-based mixer for Ethereum. No central company, no customer support, no CEO, just code running autonomously on-chain.
Wow.
It became the go-to tool for people trying to obscure the origins of ETH and ERC20 tokens for both legitimate privacy seekers and bad actors.
No, just stop that, please.
Then came the hammer in August 2022. Dutch authorities arrested one of Tornado Cash's developers, Alexei Pertsev, not because he laundered money, not because he stole anything,
Then what for?
but because he wrote open source code that was used by others to launder funds, including allegedly hackers linked to North Korea's Lazarus Group. We made a video on that. Suddenly, building privacy infrastructure was being treated like aiding and abetting a crime.
Wait, that's not right!
The US Treasury sanctioned the smart contract addresses. GitHub took down the code, and the UI was shut down, and the arrest sent a loud and clear message. If you write tools that preserve privacy and someone misuses them, you could be held responsible.
That's right.
This wasn't about centralized service being shut down. This was code on a blockchain, immutable, permissionless, but now legally radioactive. And the irony? Tornado Cash did offer meaningful privacy.
He's got a point.
It used zero-knowledge proofs. It removed on-chain links between sender and receiver. But none of that stopped governments from cracking down, not just on the users, but the builders too. So yes, mixers and tumblers can help obscure your transaction trail, but they do come with serious trade-offs.
Explain.
Technically, they're not perfect. With enough time, computing power, and heuristic analysis, trails can be reconstructed, especially if the user makes mistakes, like withdrawing too soon or not splitting funds carefully. Legally, they're a minefield, and using them might not be illegal in your country, for instance, but interacting with sanctioned smart contracts could be.
But it's not illegal, technically.
And if you're building them, you might end up facing legal consequences even if you didn't touch a single stolen coin.
What did I do wrong?
Now, in short, mixers increase the privacy, but at a price. And in the current regulatory climate, that price is getting higher. Okay, so what about privacy coins? Surely those are anonymous, right?
Right.
Coins like Monero and Zcash weren't just built with privacy in mind. Privacy is the entire point.
So where is it?
They don't just tweak existing systems. They rewrite the rules of transparency in crypto from the ground up. Monero uses ring signatures, stealth addresses, and confidential transactions to obscure sender, receiver, and the amount by default. There's no privacy toggle, it's all just built into every single transaction. You can't even look up someone's Monero wallet on a block explorer and see their balance. It just doesn't work that way. Zcash, on the other hand, uses ZK snarks, a type of zero-knowledge proof to enable shielded transactions where the details are completely encrypted on-chain. It's like wrapping the entire transaction in a black box. Only the involved parties can see what's inside.
What's in the box?
And they're not just gimmicks, they're serious, advanced cryptographic innovations that have influenced everything from Ethereum's layer 2s to zero-knowledge rollups. But again, there's nuance. Monero's privacy is strong, but not invincible. And companies like CipherTrace claim they have developed tools to analyze Monero transactions under certain conditions. They haven't fully explained how, and many in the crypto community are skeptical, but the fact that governments are paying attention should tell you something. In 2020, the IRS offered a $625,000 bounty to anyone who could crack Monero's privacy model. That wasn't just a theoretical challenge, it was a public declaration. We're watching, and we're trying to break it. Zcash, on the other hand, faces a different problem. Its shielded transactions are optional, not mandatory, and as a result, the majority of users don't use them. Most Zcash transactions still occur in the transparent pool, meaning you're basically using a Bitcoin-like system unless you actively opt into privacy. And that opt-in model creates a paradox. The more people don't use shielded features, the more obvious it is when someone does.
What? That's crazy.
Even when the tech is solid, user behavior is the weakest link. If you use a privacy coin, but transfer funds to a KYC'd exchange, you've already created a sort of vulnerability.
That was not supposed to happen.
If you withdraw a weird round number or reuse addresses across change, you're leaving breadcrumbs, and the analysts are trained to find them. So yes, privacy coins offer the strongest cryptographic privacy available in crypto today, but they are not magic cloaks. They are tools.
Do you know how to use it?
And like all tools, how you use them matters just as much as what they're made of. Now let's talk about DEXs, decentralized exchanges. People often assume they're a private alternative to centralized platforms because, unlike Binance or Coinbase, they don't ask for your ID.
McLovin?
No forms, no passport scans, no selfies with a date written on a napkin. You just connect your wallet, click a few buttons, and you're trading. And yes, that does remove a major layer of surveillance. No know your customer, no government-linked identity, but that doesn't mean you're anonymous. Not even close. Because here's what people miss. Everything you do on a DEX happens on a public blockchain.
Wait, how do you know that?
Every swap, every token pair, every LP position, every yielded farm move, it's all out there, permanently etched into the ledger. If someone knows your wallet address, they can watch your trades in real time, see what tokens you're buying, how much, when you enter or exit a position, and it's not just visible, it's also trackable, analyzable, and indexable. And the more active you are, the more you reveal about yourself, your habits, your favorite DeFi protocols, even your likely time zone based on when you tend to trade.
They know everything.
It's like doing all your banking in a glass house with drones flying overhead taking notes. And that's not just hypothetical. There are blockchain explorers and dashboards like Etherscan, DBank, Zapper, or Arkham Intelligence that let anyone map wallet activity. There are bots that monitor whale movements, copy trade smart wallets, or even front-run large swaps. In DeFi, transparency is the feature and also the vulnerability.
I see.
So yes, DEXs give you more control. They eliminate centralized custody. They let you operate without permission, but they don't make you invisible. You're still leaving a trail. Every click, every transaction, every gas fee, and if that wallet is ever linked to you directly or indirectly. All of that so-called anonymous activity becomes part of your digital fingerprint.
Oh, come on, man.
Decentralization doesn't equal privacy, and unless you're layering on additional privacy practices, using a DEX is more like open broadcasting your trades than trading in secret.
You knew all along.
Some users try to layer privacy tools like VPNs, Tor, burner devices, trying to mask their network activity. And while that can help obscure IP addresses and reduce metadata leaks, it doesn't do much for what's happening on the blockchain itself. Yes, you could be using Tor to access a DEX, but the transaction is still recorded on Ethereum forever. And all it takes is one slip. Reusing a wallet, connecting to a dApp you've used before, interacting with a KYC'd exchange, and the whole privacy stack collapses. And let's not forget, even the most paranoid setups can't prevent pattern analysis. Data is forever, and the tools keep getting better. So what can you actually do to protect your privacy? There's no silver bullet, but there are best practices. You can use privacy-focused wallets, ones that support coin control, Tor routing, and avoid tracking. If you use privacy coins like Monero or Zcash, understand how their features work and use them properly. Avoid reusing wallet addresses. You can always use a new one for every transaction, especially when receiving funds. And be mindful of what you post publicly. Never share wallet addresses tied to your identity. Use aggregators like Swapspace if you want to split your trades. It won't make you anonymous, but it does add friction. And pair DEX usage with network privacy tools like VPNs or Tor. Again, not perfect, but it still does help. Also, remember the hacker paradox. Even those who do steal millions in crypto can't cash out that easily. They might have the coins, but everyone's watching. And moving stolen funds, even in small amounts, lights up every blockchain alert system in existence. Some have to wait for years before even attempting to launder the stolen funds. Others get caught the moment they try. This tells you everything about blockchain. It's open, it's transparent, and it never forgets. So, is crypto anonymous? Not really. It's more private than traditional finance in some ways, but it's less private in others. The myth of perfect anonymity comes from misunderstanding how blockchain works.
It's kind of complicated.
What crypto offers is pseudonymity, and it's all up to you to build additional layers on top of that. But even then, there are no guarantees. We're in an era where financial privacy is under attack. Regulators view it as a threat, not a right. Privacy coins are being delisted, mixer developers are getting arrested, and meanwhile, blockchain surveillance is more advanced than ever. The future of crypto privacy is still uncertain. It will be shaped by policy, innovation, and the right willingness of users to fight for it. Because at the end of the day, crypto wasn't built to hide you. It was built to free you. And freedom, as we're learning, is a lot harder to protect than we thought. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new, hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what's your take on crypto privacy, and can true anonymity still exist in the age of blockchain?